go ahead and run a few tests on my end over here. So I did highlight a specific point. So any of you who have pulled up the script, if you reload it, you should see that part of the script is highlighted.
Since there's a lot of people, we're going to just be reading that part out only.
That's correct. Just the
Okay.
highlighted portion. Because again, we want this to be creepy. It's kind of the Spooktober theme. Okay. Looks like we are live. Do I have a volunteer for a first reader?
I can do it.
Okay. Is there anybody who's just going to be listening in today, not participating? I mean, not reading, I should say. You can participate as much as you like, but if you don't want to read, that's perfectly fine. No? Okay. Then I'm going to assume that everybody wants to read, and that's the way we're going to take it. All right. Give me one quick second. Okay. So, Amanda, you were volunteering to go first for us today, right?
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
am.
cool. So
Just give me
then
the.
let's go ahead and get the party started. I'll do the intro and then hand it off to you. Hello and welcome everyone to this week's workout on TMC. We have some faces we haven't seen in a little bit. Glad to have you guys back. But we are doing a little bit of we're continuing the Spooktober theme of being spooky as much as possible. And today was again requested by one of our supporters. So thank you very much for that. Speaking of which, I'd like to thank our supporters for helping us out, keeping things going. You guys are incredibly appreciated. And if you want more information, just go ahead and click down below. But since we're already late, I don't want to. I don't want to spend too much more time. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into this character script read, starting with Amanda. Whenever you're ready, go for it.
Okay. They're coming, my brothers. They're coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They're coming, my brothers, and we will be ready. Let's go with Josh.
You there, Josh?
Josh, where are you?
If you're there, you're muted.
Maybe
Uh-oh.
maybe he's just having some difficulties on his end. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, likely. All right, Josh, we're gonna keep you in the rotation, but we'll choose somebody else for right now. You let me know when you have yourself squared away. Amanda, why don't you go ahead and choose someone else?
I'm going to pick Andrew.
All right, Andrew, you're up.
All right. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready. Let's see. James.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready. Michael.
Well, I get to go earlier this time. They are coming, my brothers. They're coming, and they're hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready. Brett.
All right. You guys can hear me, right? Cool. Because I didn't double check that.
Yeah, I can hear you.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready. Justin.
Guys, can you guys hear me? Cool.
Absolutely.
Okay. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in the tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready. Did Roddy go yet? Okay, you're up, Roddy.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready. Gah, gah, gah. Cassidy.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready. Um, how about, I
So,
guess,
so it looks like we've got Dub and Josh. Those are the two who haven't gone yet.
right, I guess I'll go with Dub.
All right.
Alrighty then. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready. Okay. Josh.
All right, am I coming through okay?
Yes, we can hear you
Yeah.
now.
I don't know what happened earlier. Like it showed everyone with their cameras on, like it was loading, and then I don't know, something happened, but I think it should be okay now.
Technology. You can never. You don't even know. All right. Whenever
Okay.
you're ready, go for it.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together. Not a brick and mortar, but of flesh of blood. But of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Alrighty then. That has locked in our reading order. Unless I missed anybody. I don't think I did. Anybody not get a chance to read? TMC mods, did you want to read that? I'm just kidding. All right. I know you guys couldn't hear. She said excuse in the background. All right. So let's talk about the script. So, first things first, mic technique, voiceover or voice under. Which one is this one?
Voiceover. Especially
Voiceover.
since it's for a video game.
Yeah.
100%. Yep. Since you are the main character and you are the one being listened to, this is voiceover. Your performance is key in front of. Yes, yes. Thank you, Justin. Voice whatever. Um, so your performance is front and center on this. So that means that you're going to be right up front, as expressive as you want to be. Um, the mic is entirely on you. So let's go ahead and talk about this a little bit. So we've got some specs up there, and we've already read through the script. Let's go ahead and talk about the character themselves. So let me go ahead and pull up my notes color. Okay. Based on what we read here in the script and um, on the in the specs. What can we tell about this person? Who are they? Who is speaking?
They are definitely the leader. They're very confident in their abilities. They believe they are like very firm that they believe in whatever sort of uprising there is, and they are not afraid to tackle it themselves.
Hmm.
They're very firm in their beliefs, however outlandish they are. They're
Okay.
creepy, they're off-putting, but they're not like bombastic.
Right, right. That's actually a really good thing to note. Not bombastic. Because it says here, no cartoon reads. This is dead base. This is dead space. So realism and great acting. Somebody's not full of themselves whatsoever. I swear. All right. Anything else?
Was that
What else can we tell?
sarcasm?
Yeah, it was. Uh, uh, but I mean, hey, they wrote the specs. They can write down whatever they want to about it. So let's go ahead and yeah. Any other ideas of who is speaking? Who is this person? What do they seem like to you based on what they're saying and based on the specs that we've got?
Well,
They're
between the spec
sociopath.
and the copy, they're religious zealots, so they're very they're not going to be swayed in what their belief is.
Okay.
They're very sure of themselves and that they believe what they're saying is the truth.
So if we're going to use a religious-esque term, could we say they're convicted?
Yeah,
Like they have a lot of
yeah.
conviction?
I'm curious how someone can be creepy or unsettling yet still not flamboyant. Like, how do you not
Think
like?
Hannibal Lecter.
Hmm,
That's a pretty good
okay.
example.
I know that's like the person that came to mind when I first read this.
Which that's not a bad archetype.
I was watching the new Castlevania show, and I think the leader of the church kind of occupies these qualities. It's not too flamboyant, but I don't know if he's also creepy, but he's definitely a servant of darkness, very assured of their role. Um, I'm just trying to find the right archetypes or reference characters.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Based on the specs, it does say that they are passionless. So that means that it's probably like they just feel that this is the right information, right? Like they're not like super impassioned about everything. It's just this is the way it's going to be. So I think that because they're talking because this person at least in this section is talking about you know uh, building a new church of flesh and bone of basically like if you're familiar with the the concept of like the rapture, judgment day, things like that. That's kind of what they're invoking. That's sort of the language and terminology and feel that they're going for here with this. So um, I I think that there's kind of a fine line that you're gonna have to walk between being like trying to play that up but not being like super over the top bombastic about it, being very direct and straightforward about it. I think, well, then again, we did say convicted and confident, so I think those are two really key important factors to take into account here. Was there anything else, though? Man, I'm kind of fishing here.
Mm, mm.
I I mean, if there's not, then there's not. But usually there's a lot more involved in it with this part. Come on, guys. Come on.
I mean,
Okay,
I
all
can.
right. If there's not, there's not. Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I can think of other like characters that
Yeah.
could be invoked here, but I can't like think of any other terminology that could be invoked here.
Hey, archetypes work out great too. Like, throw out whatever you think.
Well, the Lotus from Warframe, she has a few speeches, and they're very much like matter of fact and not trying to convince anybody. It's like, this is just how it is. She's very more like monotone in her delivery
Okay.
of just kind of having a not a conversation, but like a, um, like,
Just
this is how it is.
okay, being real flat and direct about.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. That's another archetype you could potentially use.
I have one. Sociopathic. I guess is that the right term or?
Yeah, yeah. I think sociopathic is actually a decent one to draw on. And again, like just to be super clear on that, sociopathic is somebody who just has zero connection with human emotion whatsoever.
Yeah, I think that kind of fits it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't really he the way he's speaking and all that. He's not really worried about his brothers. He's just mentioning them like, "Hey,
Hmm.
this is what's going to happen." So he doesn't technically really care about his followers. He's
Yeah,
just kind of saying, "Hey, if we don't do something, this is they're going to come and get us." And so he's kind of to himself.
yeah. The other thing
So it's like a
is
soliloquy, like a Shakespearean soliloquy rather than like a speech, you know?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, basically. Another thing to consider is so this is casting for Dead Space 3. That means that we have some background.
Mhm.
There's been Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2. Is anybody unfamiliar with the Dead Space series?
No.
Yeah, not
I'm
I
on.
familiar.
know about him, but I never play him because I'm a scaredy
So
cat.
so the basic idea behind the Dead Space series is that there is a this maintenance technician that was sent to go and fix up a derelict spacecraft that they found near an alien planet. And this derelict spacecraft found this piece of alien technology that they just referred to as the marker. And the marker drew in these creatures called necromorphs, which would infect dead human bodies and bring them back to life in horrendous alien ways. And this guy just kind of had this break from madness, and yeah, break into madness, and it's this kind of spiraling story of this person's like fight not only against these creatures but also against like their own mind. So it's very much yes, thank you, Marcus. It's a sci-fi futuristic horror thing, somewhat in the same vein as Aliens, but much more, Night of the Living Dead thrown into it. I don't know, but
Zombies
that's
in space.
yeah, basically. Watch it. Yeah, essentially, alien zombies in space. So, yeah. Again, if I got anything incorrect, it's been forever since I played them. So, forgive me, please. I'm not as well versed as I should be, but that is generally the idea. So this person is talking like literally about feeding the people around them to these aliens. So there's some real H.R. Giger esque stuff going on here, if that's even the right reference. I don't think so. No, it's not. It's not. Anyway, it's just weird. Um, so there's a little bit of background there. If you feel up to it, you can look up things. I would, again, I would highly suggest not looking up any performances of this character before your reads. We wouldn't want to taint your decision making process, but looking up synopses of the games or just like a general understanding of what's going on really really would help out with this kind of casting. When I first saw this, I was much more familiar with the source material, but it has been some time. I think I did this audition back in 2017, so there's been a few years since then. Um, but we've got a good idea of the character. Um, let's see how. So what else can we do with this? Considering now that, or knowing a little bit of background of this or of the setting, um, well, no. What am I
There's
trying to
something
say
about
here?
the script and the current discussion that I'm not following. How was it determined that this character doesn't care about the supporters, about his supporters? I'm reading the lines around the highlighted one, and um, it does seem like he does care about the people he's talking to.
So we are there's some assumptions being made there. I think
Mm.
specifically from the very beginning of the specs section where it says creepy cult leader, dead-eye, passionless, and creepy performance. This person fears nothing and has completely given themselves over to the void. They're a servant of darkness, assured of their role in bringing an end to all things. Not flamboyant, unsettling.
Hmm.
So I think showing care and compassion towards other people in reference to what it looks like the specs are going for with this character, trying to be caring and compassionate towards the people around them, I think is a little too human of an emotion for what it is that they're looking for.
But the what he's saying sounds doesn't sound like what a passionless person would say. Like he's trying to have a rah-rah speech, and how do you balance that and still be a passionless person?
This is like
So,
cult 101. Like, no cult leader really actually cares about the people. Like most cult leaders, like most cults like end in everybody dying, and like that's the furthest point that the cult leader actually cares about the people, is basically getting to them to the other side. You know, like they don't like that. He's feeding these brothers to these zombies, so like yeah.
Yeah, it's very
He, d-
manipulative.
he doesn't care about their
Okay.
lives necessarily. He just wants them to be free of their lives.
Okay, I guess to frame this question another way, if you're a cult leader, I mean, you have to speak in a way that will engage the followers and listen to, right? So I guess what I'm trying to ask is, does passionate passionless mean like a impassionate way of speaking? Um, I
okay.
mean, a cult leader grabs the attention of the audience, right? Otherwise, why would he be a cult leader? But I'm trying to think, how do you say this
In
and not and not sound like monotone or bored or like or about to sleep, or know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't want to like Megan Fox this performance.
oh
You know?
god.
That's all you had to say. It's good to know.
I saw that whole conversation.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, we don't talk about her.
It-
We don't talk about that
no, no,
performance.
no. Okay, look. First off, we don't know what the recording situation was
But
like
I
or
like
specifically
Yeah.
what she was asked
Jennifer.
for. We don't know. Like
Yeah,
genuinely,
that's
we don't know.
true.
Maybe she was directed to be a little bit more that honestly we have no idea what happened behind the scene there. But yeah.
I I heard there was, sorry to cut you off, Michael, but
Mhm.
I don't know if it's true or not, but obviously for people who are watching the stream or are here, in the new Mortal Kombat, Megan Fox voices a character named Natara. And put it bluntly, the voice acting is just atrocious.
It really clashes with absolutely everything
Yeah.
around yeah, it really clashes with everything around her.
But it turns out that I don't know how if they did it, but they literally just told her to record for the script, and just the first take, they just used that for the game, and then they actually got someone else to do the screeches and the grunts and all that. They got someone else to do it. instead
Really?
of yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, "What? That's stupid."
Chris,
So
you
I
believe
don't know
that,
if
don't
it
you?
was probably for marketing reasons, but it's stupid.
Maybe again, we don't know. All we
Yeah.
know, all I can really say is that I definitely did not like from the stuff that I've heard. It definitely doesn't sound
It's
great. Um, I don't know
So you're
what
telling
happened
me,
around it, but sorry, what was that?
so you're telling me that they just told her to read the script. Did they even give her any direction?
It didn't not really, and judging by her performance in the game, not really.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, the
that's just
It's
performance.
setting
monotone, basically. That's how she sounded.
the whole thing up for failure.
Exactly.
Gotta
Yeah,
give direction.
right. Yeah, exactly,
I think they
exactly.
just hired her because of her name. Kind of
That
like
could
what
Yeah.
a
be it.
lot of like DreamWorks movies have like, celebrities doing the voices and like that's their gimmick.
Mhm. Yeah.
Very few of them know how to act sonically. This is not to say that they're all bad actors, you know?
Right, right. Yeah, but I mean, it just goes to show that on-screen acting and voice acting are completely separate worlds. Like they have a lot of things that you can use from one to the other. There have some things that do cross, but for the most part, they're they're pretty separate and they require their own unique approach. But getting back to what you were asking initially, Justin, how do you make this sound um, impassioned, or how do you make this sound passionless but impassioned? Well, the thing is we've got to analyze a little bit more about what this person's motivations might be. If they've given themselves up to the void, if they're a servant of darkness, then that means one of two things. Either one, they're actively malicious, or two, they're just looking out for themselves. They just want to save their own skin. So it's less about the people that they're talking to. They do want to try to bring them in and sound, I guess, somewhat engaged in what it is they're talking about, but they don't really care about them. They care about saving themselves or enriching themselves or whatever it is that's focused on just themselves. So I think it's less about being like passionless about what you're saying and more about being passionless about the people you're saying it to. Does that make
So
sense?
is it kind of like a take it or leave it type of mentality?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
So
that's definitely my
so,
experience with cults.
so
It's like
connecting this back to commercials, is this a, a millennial read for a video game?
Millennial read. I mean, you could sure you could kind of look at it that way, but millennial read is less like is less passionless and more of just a suggestion. I don't know if this is a suggestion. Hey, man, they're coming, my brothers,
Hey
and
guys,
they're
welcome
coming
back
and
to my
they're
channel.
hungry.
So today,
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I would
like
really
and
like.
subscribe against your will.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we're all awake. We're awake and we're hungry, but where is it? Take us home, Isaac. Like we're not we're definitely not going to going to suggest the whole thing. It's just, where do you place the passion? And I think it's again, like I said, uh less passion towards the people you're speaking to and more passion for what you're getting out of it. Because again, it's mentioned in here uh our belief in convergence cannot die. So convergence is clearly something that's key to this belief system that they've got set up. Um, I'm going to assume that when they refer to that, they mean like the coming together of things, right? Like everything kind of smushing into one. And maybe this guy has used that concept to be all like, hey, well, maybe, if you feed yourselves to these things, you get to be part of the convergence, when in reality, who the heck really knows, right? Like, there's no specific answer that we get out of it, but we are asked to make solid character choices on who this person is. So I'm going to say that you have the liberty to give yourself a motivation. So, that being said, to you personally, we're just going to throw out some ideas. What do you think are some solid motivations for this character?
Belief in the higher power?
Okay, so actual religious zeal.
Or maybe the prospect of immortality,
Uh, that's a
kind
good
of
one.
merging
Again,
life and death.
yeah, that's a good one.
The the sacrifice of some of their members will only give them more power. It's like a sort. I feel like it provides them like a sort of energy force. They live off. This person lives off of their suffering, and they show
Okay.
no remorse.
Don't kink shame him.
Her
Yeah,
Or
or
them.
her.
them.
Don't kink shame them. This
Or
Them.
is,
her,
you know,
them.
anybody
Yes.
can
Don't
be
kink
this.
shame them.
All right. Anything else?
Kind of to jump off of that, kind of something like they're getting on the ground level and they're trying to buddy up with the void. So if I send them my followers, they'll send me something in return.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Like the idea of rebirth, maybe?
Sure. Yeah, I like where this is going because a lot of this is hitting that self-centered mark that I think is what we really need to see. Again, it's a lot less passion for the people and more passion of what am I going to get out of this, right? So unfortunately, we also don't have much in the way of like setting. Where is this being said? But we can assume some things about who it's being said to. Um, so what can we tell about like the actual like delivery of these lines based on what we read here?
It's a
I
speech.
believe this person is say. Oh, were you about to
Sorry.
say something,
No,
Brett?
go for it. Go for it.
I believe this person is talking to a group of people, but I don't really think they're making eye contact. They have like their back towards them, and I feel like they're eagerly awaiting the alien species that's inevitably going to like kill them. So like he's like technically addressing them, but like he's kind of like um talking more to himself under the guise of talking to other people, you know?
Okay. Okay.
Hi, hello. I feel like he's speaking to a room, like a collective, not no one individually, just a group of people, and it's a broad message to his all of his followers.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I think the only thing that we can really get from this is really generic stuff. If you want to make it more specific in your own mind, go for it. But yeah, this is definitely not to one person. This is to a group. Like whether that's over a PA system or directly in front of them or whatever the case may be. You are not. I thought about a grand stage. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sure. But again, you are not addressing one person. You're addressing a whole group of them. So this one can be a little less personalized, you know, a little less trying to connect with one individual and more speaking to a grand group of people. And again, when it comes to that particular style of delivery, it's going to be a little bit slower, a little bit more controlled. That seems to be the watchword of what we're doing lately, because this character is clearly not frantic. They're not. Um, they're not in a hurry. I don't think they feel like they're in any danger or in any rush or anything like that. So you can take your time to really just address everyone that you're speaking to. Is there does anybody have any other like questions, comments, anything like that about the script? Maybe something we haven't gone over, you'd like some more clarification, anything at all?
So I know this person's supposed to like be not passionate, but could we still like raise our voice up a little, or
Yeah,
does it have to be like, yeah?
absolutely.
Yeah, I wonder if that passionless maybe is just to veer people away from the full-on Southern Baptist hellfire brimstone screaming from the pulpit type of thing.
That's probably it.
Because I could see where that read could go that way if you weren't given that direction.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like what they're really asking for is this controlled, direct, very almost cold delivery of this. That doesn't necessarily mean flat and monotone, but it doesn't mean super hyper impassioned and deeply charactery, right? Anything else? Anything I may have missed?
What does it mean to be dead eye?
Dead eye.
Is it just like a synonym for passionless? Just trying to know what the difference is between those words.
Anybody have any thoughts? He's
I'm
talking
thinking
specifically to
like
Dennis.
dead eye, almost shell shocked, almost like you're being puppeted by the words that you're saying. Like dead eyes, like a doll's eyes or a shark's eyes.
Like deer in the headlights?
Maybe more
No.
soulless.
Hmm. I was gonna say maybe it's like they've already started the conversion process to be one with the void, and so the void's kind of taken over.
Yeah, they're not quite themselves. Yeah, could be the case too. I kind of see this as um just like soulless. Like not necessarily, really like, again, not bland and flat, but not like super insanely driven by everything they're saying. So I think that this is just another one of those synonyms that was put in the direction to say, hey, we don't want bombastic, over the top, screamy deliveries. It's not what we're looking for.
We're not talking about any Tim Curry crap, you know? No disrespect to Tim Curry, I adore him.
No, but I mean, it's a stylized type of delivery, right? All right. Anything else? Or actually, Justin, did that help out at all? Did I give you more of a frame of reference?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
So would sounding like a zombie match a lot of this personality of this character?
Again, I wouldn't say zombie. I would say just more self-centered. Like it's less about the people you're talking to and more about you.
Justin, you know how Zhang Li talks?
Yes.
Kind of like that, how it's kind of there's no emotion back behind him.
Yeah, but that he's a like a dignified, respected character. Doesn't really
Okay,
match
but
this.
like still that delivery, like he doesn't have that emotion behind him.
Hmm. Okay.
It's very close to like deadpan.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but like, some of you actually play Genshin?
Uh, Me and Justin do.
I've heard of it.
I used to, but
I
I'm playing Honkai Star Rail right now.
Sorry, I was just trying to give Justin a frame of reference, an archetype
Yeah.
I knew he would know.
Sorry, I kind of get distracted by some of those things sometimes.
That's cool. Again,
Yeah,
it's a good, if you have it, it's a good frame of reference. Sorry,
it,
go ahead, Justin.
it's a game that will take up all your time.
Oh yeah, don't
Not
start
a,
it. Don't do it.
And the money in your wallet.
I was able to
Hey, that's
escape it.
totally
I
free
was
to
able to escape
play.
it. Say that to the gotcha pulls.
Some people are totally cool with playing those games free to play. Some people, they just can't do it.
well,
I don't know.
I've been
Anyway,
able to not spend any money, thankfully, but yeah.
alrighty then. So, Justin, though, do you have, do you still need a little bit of help with this, or do you think maybe getting into it might help you out more?
I'm just gonna do something and see what happens.
All right, that works. Okay, so if nobody has anything else that they want to say, let's go ahead and get into the directed reads with Amanda.
Okay. They're coming, my brothers. They're coming, and they're hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They're coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Okay, opening it up. Let's get some feedback going.
It was good technically, but I didn't get any creepy with it.
I'm trying to like find the right voice. Like I know I'm on the right track, but I'm like trying to, I feel like it would help if I like put on a voice, but not like not like
Would
this
it?
kind of voice, but more like a
You could, I mean, obviously you can make, whatever choices you want, but maybe just slowing everything down might help with that. Because it
mm.
did seem a little quick. Not you weren't. It didn't feel like you were racing through it. But I think slower might be better, and this just generally, I think for everybody, slower might be better. Just because you think of any character that's creepy, and they're not in a hurry. Just put it that way. Anytime I've ever heard a character that sounded creepy, it's very drawn out and
Shit, I forgot my monologue. Quick, I gotta make this quick. We're taking over the world, and
right.
I feel like I normally try to wait until the second read through, but there was something that I feel like would definitely add to this because it was a little quick, but also I feel like like what the character is referring to, there needs to be almost a bit of reverence for who's being fed by your souls. Something
oh, right,
like they are coming, like the moment
they
coming, like get
they are
excited
coming,
because
my brothers,
what we are
and
made
we
for
will
is
be
coming.
ready. Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Sorry, sorry, I was talking over you, but yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else? Okay, Amanda, from the top, whenever you're ready.
Okay. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Okay. Opening it up. What did y'all think?
I know I do this a bit, but instead of making like elongating the vowels and making the words longer, you're just adding longer pauses.
I was trying to elongate the vowels, but okay, yeah. I can definitely
Well,
see why, yeah.
so the thing is I think your attention was slightly pulled with this last read because you also put on an accent, and it was unfortunately not very consistent. You didn't hold it up the whole way through, and
Oh,
I oftentimes find that, and this is just a general thing. It happens to a lot of people that accents tend to be really difficult to pull off for long periods of time very consistently. So I would suggest. I mean, this is up to you. You're more than welcome to try it again if you want to, but I would suggest not trying to use an accent for this next read, but just focusing mostly on your emotional space. What are you doing? What are you thinking? What are you sounding like? Because there are so that's something that I think maybe we should have dug into a little bit more. And this is not on you. I think this is just a general note that maybe we all
yeah,
should.
I'm having a little bit of trouble on this.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and define creepy. When you, and this is for everybody, when you think creepy, what do you think of? What are some feelings, some thoughts, some like how would you describe that sensation of things being creepy?
Making the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, also definitely a zone 1 read, at least to me.
Okay.
Eerie.
What is zone one?
Zone 1 is like this. Up very close to the
They're coming.
mic and
They're
very
coming, my brothers. Like this?
that's more along the lines of zone 1, yeah, but definitely Zone 1 specifically is like the main thing that I kind of want to I personally feel projects creepy, but that's just because the whole idea of somebody saying some eerie stuff in the like right behind me makes
Okay, okay.
So you
So that's
want
an
me to
option.
address this like I'm like right up in their right up in their personal space?
Well, you
Is
could.
that what you're trying to?
So you could have that same feel, but maybe we can change the scene. Instead of actively being in front of people, you could be speaking over a loudspeaker. So you have, like, your character has a microphone in front of them, and they're just up close to it.
Oh, okay. That would make sense.
So you could do something like that. But let's go ahead and get some other ideas. How else would you like? What are some other things that come up when you think of the term creepy?
I
I
think
don't know.
that. Sorry.
For some reason, when I first read it, I thought a Hannibal Lecter type voice sort of came out. Something that's a little chilling like this. I do believe so. I have the answer. I have the answer. I don't know, but that could just be me. I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? Let's give that a go. Go ahead and give that read a try.
Okay.
Let's see what it does.
That does sound
Okay.
pretty creepy. Just saying the way you just did that.
Yeah, go for it. Go for that, and let's see what it does.
Okay. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
All right. What did y'all think of that one?
Better.
Better?
Thanks, Roddy.
I thought it dialed up the creepiness.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely got a shiver out of me.
Yeah, same here.
On a
See,
technical note, I think you slipped into British for a bit and then you pulled it back. I don't know
yep.
if that was accidental because I only heard it. It was like the beginning of the second line, I think, is where I noticed it. And then when you hit mortar, you hit that hard R, and I'm like, oh, it disappeared. And then it was gone for the rest of the read. So I don't know if it was
I
just
think
accidental.
I think it was kind of accidental,
Okay.
but I'm really liking the feedback. Thanks.
See, the only thing is that or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside came off a little cartoony to me. Just that one line. And I'm just looking for anything I can give you right now. I just wanna alter up your read just a little bit. So I'd like for you to make is your soul prepared to feed them the positive thing, and or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside be sort of the negative thing, right? Like, so you have the good and then the bad. You want this, you don't want this. See
Will
what I'm
your
getting
soul
at?
be worthy? Will your soul be worthy? Or will you be judged and cast aside?
Judged unworthy.
Judged unworthy and cast aside.
All right, I'm down with it. I don't know. Anybody else? Any thoughts? Cool. Let's move it right along then. Thank you very much, Amanda. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Andrew, you are up.
All right. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
All right, opening it up. What are some thoughts?
I don't know, it just felt so flat to me. But one thing that I think you have going on, but I think your natural accent, the Southern accent, I feel like it definitely really adds a lot to your character, especially like the religious zealot part, you know? But that could just be me.
I think I
Yeah, I
want.
think I'd give you the same feedback that I gave Amanda. It didn't feel creepy. It felt honestly, it felt a little reedy. I mean, technically it was good. You got all the words, but yeah, but it didn't feel like you were in the scene, I guess.
Andrew, I just realized something. You play Warframe, right? I have two words that may help you capture the creepy factor. Hey, kiddo.
All right. Yep. All right. I
Just
can be the man on the wall.
Go for it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Go for it.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me now as we build our new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me now in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
All right. Thoughts? What'd you guys think of that one?
the I think you're on the right track here. The like the tone started to get closer to that creepy section.
Hmm.
Let some of the words breathe a little.
Okay. All
You
right.
know, let each rap, tap, tap, breathe, you know? I know like half the people watching it going, "What the hell are they talking about?" But if you know, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but like the same way it's the man in the wall isn't going rap tap tap and leaving it be.
Hmm.
Each one breathes and grates against your ear because he's not supposed to be there. Make a little more sense?
Hmm. I'm just trying to figure out like where to put the inflection for that type of character.
So, well, the funny thing is that you started off really, really strong, but the moment you hit join me as we build a new church together, you added in now, and it seemed like that hitched you up because you stopped and then you started. It sounded like you became self-conscious and
Hmm.
stopped really uh, focusing on that character
Hmm.
and kind of catching yourself because you said join me now each and every single other time after that. So, don't overthink it. Get your mind into feeling that character that you were because you were right there. It was just that one little thing that threw you off. Um, get back to that and just see if you can carry that same mindset through the rest of the read because I think you're right there.
All
Don't
right.
overthink it. Just feel what the character is feeling.
All right. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me now as we build a new
You
church
you did it.
together.
You did
Mm.
again. Back it up. Join me as we build a new church together.
Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Okay. What did y'all think of that one?
Uh, Honest question for you, Andrew. Um, because I kind of noticed this with your other couple reads that you jump right into it. For your next read, I kind of want to see you try just take half a second, take a breath, dial in how you want to do it. Form like the because one of the tricks that I picked up from a different thing is like form the first syllable before you let it out. So get that they are coming. Like let the character develop a little bit before rolling right into the script. Don't like obviously don't overthink it and sit there for 2 minutes contemplating on the finer points of the th sound. But take a breath, take a second, try to embody the creepy fanaticism and then fire it off
Right.
because it feels like there's no like shifting from Andrew to the Uniboss, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like it's Andrew but creepy. And it's not a bad read, like it was said earlier. It is coming off as a technically good read, and you are pulling more of that creepy in. But take a second, take a breath before jumping into that read, and really let the fanaticism and the resignation to the void kind of take over how you read the copy. I don't know.
Right.
Anybody else got any input? I don't want to be the only one.
Yeah. Any thoughts? Sometimes Marcus, one person typifies everybody's idea. It happens. One more time, Andrew.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
I like the confidence that you had in that one. There was a lot more confidence in that read. Um, the thing is so this is something that is I hear quite a bit in plenty of people's reads recently, and that's not taking more time between things. Because again, your character is coming up with this stuff. Like they're almost like giving their own sermon, right? Um, and they don't have all of this pre-written out, and they they they're coming up with it as they approach these lines. So I think um, giving yourself a little bit more time to sort of come up with the lines yourself, if that makes more sense. Give yourself time in between lines to think of it. Imagine what your character's really trying to do, the goal that they are trying to accomplish. Like, what is your character trying to do here?
Uh, I assume it's to spark fervor in the audience,
Okay,
m-
so
prepare them for the void that's coming.
one issue, you said you assume. Make a choice. Without you
Character.
assuming. All right? They're trying to spark fervor in people, right? No assume. They're trying to spark fervor in people. Just make a choice, and if you need to readjust it, but make a choice and stick to that. Because the wishy-washiness will come through. If you don't have like a set solid thing you're going for, you're going to sound like you don't have a set solid thing you're going for. So, you are trying to spark fervor in who's listening to you, right? That is your goal. So, in doing that, what are some things that your character is going to focus on? They're going to focus on things that do sound grandiose. Join me in a tribute so glorious. Glorious is one of those fervor building words, right? Like it's got some impact to it. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice, right? It's so big and grand that this nebulous thing above us and all around us will see what we're doing here, right? Like what are some other words? Let's go ahead and take a look at some other words that have that sort of like fervor building feel to them. In my mind, they are coming. Like that has a really sinister connotation to it, right? Like there's a really sinister feel to it. They are hungry. Hungry is another one. Is your soul prepared? Right? Like there's that again, we're sort of touching on that religious fanaticism a little bit here or there. So those are the and judged unworthy. Again, those are the kinds of things that like, you want people to feel those words, right? So think about that. You yourself are trying to instill fervor in who's listening to you. You don't care about them. You just want them to believe it
All right.
whenever you're ready.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Ooh, okay, okay. What did you guys think of that one?
Much, much better.
I
Okay,
think we're
so since
dialing
you're
it
not getting
in.
a whole lot of feedback, Andrew, did you have a clearer idea of what you wanted to do?
Yes, because
Did
I
it did
think
it
what was
Yeah,
mhm.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
I think what was throwing me off was I had it in my head that it was kind of like the stately room where the speech was prepared rather than just a spur of the moments kind of thing.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. And see, the thing is you really ramped it up by
Mm.
changing your setting, and that
Mhm.
really helped you out. So, this is why it's super important. Like, first off, not everybody has that fantastic accent that you do, and I really think that it adds quite a bit to this character. But there's the thing: I think all of us are going to have a really interesting and unique approach to it. That's a really cool feature that you have that you can add to your repertoire and is part of your brand. And it
Mm.
really serves you well here, to be completely honest. Like, if we're just going to be, stereotypical about it, that southern accent has that sort of religious zeal feel to it, right?
Mhm.
Like that's unfortunately something that's kind of been ingrained in a lot of people's minds, but there's the thing though. It's an asset to you. You have
Mhm.
that. It's something that you can draw from and add to if you really wanted to. It worked for you here, and it could work for you in many other reads too. And it could also just be, a feature of your voice in any other situation, right? Like you can the more you practice and the more you coach, the more you'll be able to see that um, that part of your voice can be a really really fun tool to use in many situations. So
Right.
I
Thank
think
you.
you did a fantastic job, particularly since you had a clearer vision of what you wanted to do, and it sounded great.
Thank you.
Moving right along, James, you are up.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Okay, opening it up. What did y'all think?
Damn, that is the best read yet. I literally felt like the hairs in my back just kind of like let up, like stand up. I felt like you were like right behind me. So that was pretty good.
I really like the emphasis that you put on specific words like flesh and blood. That really made it come alive.
I think a lot of us got creeped into silence.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I I generally liked where you were going, but I feel that it was maybe broaching on a little too emphatic.
Okay.
I not that it was a bad read, but I want to modify it.
Just
I
tone it
want
down.
yeah, I want this to be a little bit more controlled, a little bit more um a little bit well actually a little bit less impassioned than you gave it. I just want to see what that does. I want to see if
Okay.
that adds to the creepiness because again, um passion is I think too human an emotion for this person. So, whenever you're ready.
All right. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Okay, what are your guys' thoughts on that one? Okay. As per usual, James, you've stunned them into silence.
Shiver me timbers.
No,
That was good.
I liked again, I liked both of them. This one though, I think with that um lessened amount of passion added more to the detached creepiness that I feel we were going for. I really
All right.
enjoyed that one personally. But again, I'm open to be disagreed with. Anyone?
I mean, I'll go ahead and agree with you. The
Do that too,
it
I guess.
the it just the less passion made it just sound all the more creepy.
Yeah,
All
kind
right.
of worked. Okay, moving right along, I
Thanks.
guess then. James, you're a cheater. That's all I gotta say. Now I have to follow you up. All right. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build anew church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready. All right, opening it up.
Completes
I got
another
nothing.
silence. That sounded pretty good.
I see, Michael, you're complicated because I usually want a second read from you before I have any real thoughts.
Okay. I can do a second read, sure. Would you
Yeah,
like
we
to hear any
a little too
differences to it?
hard to like really criticize. Like, do we want to criticize the teacher? He seems like he knows what he's doing.
I'm not a teacher. I'm here practicing with you guys. It's
Uh,
okay. You guys can have opinions on my reads.
In
I,
our minds, you're our teacher.
I'm not.
mm,
Don't stop that.
We have
Stop that.
complete and total trust in you.
Well, I'm glad that I've earned some trust, but I'm here learning just as much as you guys are.
I say,
Okay?
don't
uh,
give him,
My captain.
don't give him too big of a head. It might hit his mic.
I think that, like everybody was saying, it was a great read. But one thing that I might try changing up just to see how it works is during the sentence about um, join me as we build a new church together. Um, you basically put the same emphasis on all the words. Um, so it was very monotone, which definitely worked and made it sound very creepy. But maybe try adding a different emphasis if that makes sense.
Okay. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Was
Ooh.
that an elephant?
No, it was from Spider Verse.
Oh, yeah, now I hear it.
Yeah.
That I actually liked that second read a lot more than the first one. It I think what it was that the first one was almost too dispassionate, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like dispassionate to the point that it was almost detached. Whereas this one still had the dispassionate, but there was something simmering under what you were saying. And I think that's what kind of adds to the creepy factor of there being an element of anticipation in the read. Like even with all the deadpannedness, there is still a morsel of excitement for the end coming.
That's actually a good note and something I don't know if we really discussed, but yeah, anticipation is definitely yeah, that's okay. Okay. Ideas. Anyway, anybody else? Any other thoughts?
I really liked how you said blood. It that like made the hair stand up.
Very nice. Okay. Anything else? Okay, then let's move it right along. Brett, you're up.
Ooh, okay. Uh-oh. Where'd my script go?
Well, you do improv. Come on, just make it up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, my brothers, they're coming, my dudes. Like, let's like kill ourselves for them.
It's doomsday, my dudes.
uh, all right. They're coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
All right. Any thoughts?
I think so, Brain. But what is Doomsday if he didn't have Doom?
Narf. But
Okay.
I'm just saying, it's
It's a
your
thought.
Orson Welles is it's a pretty good character choice, but I feel
You
like it's
did
a little.
Orson Welles?
I'm getting Orson Welles from that.
Okay.
I'm getting the brain from Piggy and the Brain. You know.
Yeah, that's. I was trying to put my finger on it.
I wasn't intending that.
It.
Oh, does Doomsday come
That's
before or after Tuesday?
that,
You know.
that's Maurice LaMarche.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The brain
know.
is,
I
is
was trying
Maurice
to be
LaMarche.
Pinky.
Well, it's
Yeah.
Maurice LaMarche doing Orson Welles.
Well, yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was. It there was. It was the brain without his usual manic energy, despite trying to mask it behind intellectualism.
Mm-hmm.
Well, pseudo intellectualism. Let's be honest.
Bank words hurt my brain.
Exactly. But I hesitate to call it cartoonish because that feels like too severe of a term. It feels like it felt like it could be equally at home in a more sinister uh like Y7 show, but also this is going to be a really specific reference, and I hope that you get it. Please tell me you've played
Oof.
Resident Evil 4.
I'm familiar with Resident Evil, but not played it.
There's
Sorry.
in 4, there's a specific leader of the cult that is the main antagonist, or I guess a group of antagonists. I guess I don't remember the right term, but the leader of one of their main leaders, that it was that, but if Maurice LaMarche was reading for him.
Okay.
Um, he's the character that I'm thinking of, and while you go for your next read, I'm going to try to find a picture of him because that may help kind of create the image that I was seeing. But a small terror is the best way I can describe him without a picture.
A small terror.
I know which one he's talking about. Yeah.
That's exactly how I'm picturing this guy. I'm picturing him
Oh,
to be like me, like a scrawny kind of little weakling. I don't know,
I
but
also
he's somehow been charismatic enough to convince these people.
I agree with the sentiment of I want to say it's cartoony, but it doesn't. It it's bordering on the line between creepy, like regular, and creepy cartoony. So I
Hmm.
can't really.
So here's the thing. So you said that you see this character as almost like a scrawny kind of, you know, uh,
Like someone who was
physical weakling,
bullied,
somebody
someone
who
that
was
was
bullied.
bullied in
Okay.
school for
Um,
sure.
How about somebody who's just their only motivation is getting themselves ahead? They're ruthless. This person doesn't care about other people, they only care about themselves. Just completely selfish. You know, if they've ever been bullied in their lives, it doesn't matter to them because they have bigger thoughts, they have grander aspirations,
Okay.
right? That kind of feel.
Like Jafar. Got it.
Sure. Oh yeah, that guy. I remember him.
But with that image, do you kind of get where I'm going with that?
Nope, that threw me through a loop. That's not what I was expecting at all. I mean, you're right, the small terror.
Yeah, he was one of the leaders of the ganados, is what they're called. Kind of
Okay.
like a religious zealot in game. Um, forget what his name is, but um, yeah, no,
Uh,
he was. The problem is that if you compare it to Resident Evil is kind of naturally fairly over the top. I think the
Yeah.
only one that I've ever played that's really kind of grounded has been, that's right, Ramon Salazar. The only one that I think I've ever played that was really kind of grounded was Village. You know, that kind of had more of like a grounded feel to it. The rest of them were a little over the top, a little, extra in the way they did it. But yeah, no, I want you to think of somebody who is just, you know, they are maybe at one point they were a successful business owner or things like that, and then they caught wind of this and being able to ascend and just being even bigger than that. So I want to hear you be completely ruthless about this character.
Ruthless. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
All right, what did y'all think?
my mom called. My Uber is outside. I have to go. That was definitely sufficiently creepy. I don't, because you're not obviously not looking at the screen, but anyone else watching could see me go, oh, as you were reading that. There was
I wish my camera
you,
was like in front of me so you could see my emotes too.
you,
Because
there
I
was
I feel like I got that dead eye thing going, and yeah.
there. I think the biggest shudder that I got was specifically from you savoring the idea of flesh and blood. It just dripped in a really creepy way.
I was
Sign the
hoping I got
check.
some hairs with that one, honestly.
Let's see. The thing is again, your other approach could have worked in a different situation. I feel. I just feel it was a solid choice, and you really committed to that choice. I just don't think that choice was right for this script. This one, though, it seemed like you felt differently, and in feeling differently, you delivered it differently, which kind of gave me more of a clearer idea of you being in this world. Because again, Dead Space is, for how fantastical and futuristic it is, it does try to ground it in some reality.
Okay.
And that character was a little bit more real than the previous one. That previous one was more cartoony, more hyper expressive. Um, while this one was a lot more just focused, calm, collected, wanting their own things. So really focused on that, that kind of
Yeah.
feel. And I feel that fit this script much better than the previous read. So, does anybody have any other thoughts or any directions that they might like Brett to take this in at all? Okay. Congratulations, Brett. You done
Sweet.
good. Moving it right along to Justin.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in the tributes so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Okay, opening it up.
I know this is a little nitpicky, but when he said flesh, it sounded like you were doing like a lateral list, but flesh and blood. I don't know. That's like the only thing that, I noticed. But it seemed like you were doing pretty good so far.
Thank you.
Any thoughts? Any input? Okay, I've got something. Um, so the general character that I got sounded almost sadistic. Is that what you were going for?
Kind of. I was just going for. I was. I was thinking of being detached, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And I was thinking about how in the discussion that it's you care more about myself than what the necessarily uh what my intended audience is listening to. So I
Mm,
was just thinking of relishing what this new church will look like and thinking of the how awesome the future is going to be, but
okay.
do it in this sadistic, creepy way.
Okay. The sadistic aspect of that delivery really came through to me. You really it sounded like you were just you couldn't wait to watch their suffering. And I don't know if that's really the right motivation this character is supposed to have. This character is supposed to be just in it for themselves. They don't want to be part of this. They want to throw as many bodies at the problem as possible so they can get away and seem like the good guy.
Kind of.
So, what I want you to do, what I want you to try for this next read is a similar read to what you did, like in mindset and in feel, but with less of the breathiness. I want you to be more confident, more full voiced in it.
More full voiced.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, I don't want any like grand exhales or that sort of salivating breathing and whatnot going on, or anything. I just want you focused on again just your message, what you're trying to say. So full voiced, no weird, no not weird. Excuse me, no no exhales, no breathiness, no anything like that. You're talking.
Okay. But still okay. Still be
Still keep the
sadistic or
mindset. Yeah,
still
this
keep
this is going to be the challenge. Keep that same mindset because I like where that's going, but I want you to change your voice from what you put on to you.
Before you read, can I give you one tool too?
okay.
Um, so I got this tool from my commercial workshop I did like a couple years ago, and it's called repetition of ideas in the conclusion.
And what it is, a piece of copy will often ask a rhetorical question or make a statement at the top, and then repeat that question or statement at the end with a new coloring, opinion, or purpose based on the product that you've described in the middle. And I noticed that with They Are Coming. He says it 3 times throughout the whole script. So, and that's what I tried to do in my read. I tried to color each way I said they're coming in like 3 different ways. And I think that kind of really sold the creep factor on it.
The 3 times? I only see twice.
They're coming, my brothers, and then they are coming and they are hungry, and then at the end,
Oh.
they're coming,
Oh,
my
okay.
brothers again.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah, I would just that might help you like it might help your delivery come across creepier without having to rely on the breathy stuff.
Okay. I thought the breathiness helped, but now if I'm going to remove it, okay. 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 They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in the tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
You had me till the end.
Say that again, Roddy.
He had me until the end.
Until the end. Okay, what
Kinda.
about the end?
Kinda. It felt a bit more goofy than it should have been. Like it. I. It felt a bit less serious than the rest of it because throughout the whole thing, I was definitely feeling the sense of dread, but then right when we got to the bottom, eh,
You want to know what happened?
what
I
happened?
know.
The breathiness came back.
Yeah.
I know why. You ran out of breath, right, Justin?
Um,
In
I don't
that
know.
in that join me in the
Maybe.
tribute so glorious line, it sounded like you were running out of breath. And that's why your breathiness came back.
Hmm.
But you were doing really awesome until then, at least from my perspective.
Okay.
Marcus, you were going to say something?
I'm gonna be an outlier here and say that I actually liked how it turned out towards the end of that barely contained lust for the void starting to creep out around how he was speaking. Like I actually kind of liked that it started that the uncaring mask started to slip a little bit. That's what it sounded like to me. I actually liked it.
Okay. The the only issue that I have with that is that that's not really what the script is asking for. So the thing is, Justin, you started off really strong. Again, I like where your mindset generally is. I just want you to get through the whole script without letting that breathiness come through, like you did at the end,
Okay.
because you had a lot of that exhaling. They're coming, my brothers, and we will be ready. Right? Like that is what killed it. I want you to be calm, collected, and direct throughout the whole thing
Okay. Yeah. All
from the top.
right. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in the tribute so glorious that the heavens them join me in the tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
All right, what'd y'all think of that one?
I think that was a good middle of the road of all of them, at least to me.
I personally feel like it's a little forced. Feels like uh you're feigning confidence, you're feigning power. It's almost like you're mocking yourself. You know what I mean? Or at least that's what it sounded like to me.
Okay, did anybody else get that? Okay. I think I know. I think I know what you're referring to there. I think generally, though, I'm liking where this is going more personally, more than previous reads. Um, so, Justin, it sounds like you have a really good idea of which words you want to emphasize in this script. Again, those sort of like um, religiously adjacent words that have those like that have that sort of preacher feel to it. Um,
Yeah.
things like, yeah, flesh and blood, join me in a tribute so glorious that heavens themselves will take notice, brothers, things like that. You seem to have a good handle of that. Now what I want you to do is from the top, again, slow it down just a little bit more. Take a little bit more time with it because again, um, I'm gonna push you in the same direction that we went with Andrew. You are trying to instill that almost religious awe in who you're speaking to, and but this time what I want you to do is bring those over emphases of those words down a little bit. I want you to be more a lot more controlled, a lot more confident in this read. Let's just see what that does. You've actually given I feel you've given us a really solid read this last one. I just want to see what more confident, less uh, hyper expressive on those words is going to feel like.
Okay.
So I want your
Okay, I
character to
understand.
just be super confident, like you know this is going to be fantastic. Trust me, right? I'm a trustworthy face. You can trust this guy, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
From the top, whenever you're ready.
Okay. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in the tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Okay, opening it up. What did y'all think? Man, tough crowd today. Okay, nobody has any thoughts on this one.
No thoughts, head empty.
I heard a lot more confidence in this read,
Yeah,
which was good for the character, I think.
yeah.
I
I
I
think
liked
this
it.
was an interesting direction to take with it. At least personally, that was my thought to it. Um, reason being is that I think the clash between what you're saying and the confidence that your character has adds to that sort of dissonance that helps out with the creepiness. Um, but that's just me. Again, I don't know. You gave us some really solid reads before, and you've had some really positive feedback on all of those. I wanted to see what you could do with this, and I liked it personally.
Cool. Thank you. I feel like I've done a pretty different take each time, or different enough.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
you definitely have, and
definitely.
that speaks to your current abilities too, that you were able to differentiate them as much as you did. So let's go ahead and move it along. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Justin.
Thank
Roddy,
you.
you're up.
You didn't see that.
See what?
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Okay. 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 Thoughts?
I definitely like that sinister feel, personality that came through in this read. I do feel the first half was great, and the second half started to taper off somehow.
How so?
The, in the first half, I really got this sense of this you're this evil, sinister person, and in the second half, I I felt it just got toned down. It got not as evil and sinister anymore. Uh, I think that might be because you were slowing down, no, speeding up a tad toward the second half versus the first half.
Okay, that can be fixed.
This was more technical. Um,
All right.
I liked the read. It's just I think the read you gave was one where you should have probably been more in zone one.
That's
Um,
what I forgot to do.
just
Shit.
because your volume was like it was hard to get the full gravitas of what you were saying, how you were specifically delivering it.
Okay.
So I would just say if you're gonna use that volume, just get a little closer to that mic.
Would this be good enough or
I liked the speed.
no, I'm saying like
It was just hard to tell anything else because I could tell that was a read. You probably did. Like it sounded like you forgot. You said you forgot to do that. Like
mhm,
you knew you were gonna do that. So I would just like to hear it again, just with your proximity closer.
okay.
Alrighty then. Whenever you're ready, from the top.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together. Not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
So I've noticed there's a little bit of a danger in going to Zone One, and that is that for some reason some people tend to adopt an accent when they do so,
It was an damn it.
which is
Okay.
what happened here.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
this slight little accent that started creeping up and into your reads that made it sound cartoony.
May I know where specifically?
Right from the get go, it was from moment one.
Okay.
For some reason, it's on R. Like they are coming. Like
Okay.
you immediately hit that pseudo British accent that for whatever reason seems to be like a default for people when they move into Zone One. No. Really control it. If you need to imagine what your character is going to sound like in that sense, then imagine that you're looking at somebody dead in the eyes, like right in the face, right? They are coming, right? Because if you're talking to a group of people and you're doing it really quietly, for whatever reason, they are coming comes out.
Be Geralt of Rivia. Have all these British people around you, but speak American.
Speak American, will you?
Don't give him that direction, because then he'll just go.
Fuck.
He'll just grunt, and that'll be the whole thing.
American, English, simplified.
Okay, except for Triss. Triss was the only other American in that freaking game.
Right. But then so the idea is do what you did,
But
get rid of the
don't.
accent.
Yeah. Okay. Got
Okay?
it.
Whenever you're ready from the top.
Hmm. Play R. Okay. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together. Not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Almost.
Was it the end?
No.
Okay.
Is your soul prepared?
I was even trying to do that. It just came out.
That's where it happened. That's where it happened. It happened again. Is your soul prepared?
Okay.
Like so the thing is we for some reason want to soften the R's when we're really up close. You know, they are coming. We want to like soften the R and R, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because basically that's all you're saying is R. Um,
Okay.
you have to make it a point to not drag that on. In fact, you might want to consider just cutting those off a little bit faster. They are coming,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, don't
Right.
drag them out.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, are isn't even important in the sentence. They're coming. Coming is the most important part. They're coming and they're hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them?
Is your soul prepared?
Yeah. I mean, don't
Here
argue.
is your soul prepared to feed them. You know.
Yeah, we be going a bit piratey today, aren't we?
Why is everything pirates?
Because
come on.
pirates are awesome.
They are.
Because our flag means death is showing, is playing, running, whatever the term is for a current show is.
No, Roddy was just watching that. That's why.
Yeah.
My bad. My bad. That's what. That's why I was a bit late. With you, Dixie.
3 episodes is not a season. Bullshit is what
Anyway,
it is.
anyway. Also, you laughed.
Yep, I heard
Yeah,
that too.
at,
That's what
at the
that's
end.
what I was
Yeah.
gonna mention.
Yeah.
At the end.
You defaulted to a laugh again. I love you, Roddy, but come on, man.
I got you.
Come on, man. You got to know when to use the tool. That wasn't the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you're
Again.
ready. From the top.
No one expects the Pirate Inquisition. Damn it. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together. Not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
All right. Thoughts?
It's a good, safe read. I liked it. I did like it. I mean, I like if I was a casting director and it was like the end of the day, I'd be like, "Fuck it, this guy's good, fine," you know. Um, but it's the "they are coming" thing. You delivered each "they are coming" the same way, and it just kind of took me out of it.
Okay, okay, I could.
Like
I
that's
can
my
understand
only thing. But I did love the read. You didn't laugh, so that was good.
That's
You
okay,
didn't
Roddy. You,
British
you
it up.
got some.
That's
You
good.
definitely got some love from Twitch, so they liked you.
I appreciate it, Twitch.
It was best. Where's Matt? Where's Mateo been?
I know, right? Hey, this is like 2 a.m. for him, and he's got his
I
own
know.
life he's living. So,
I guess he finally got a good sleep schedule.
yeah. I miss him, but I'm glad that he's taking care of himself right now,
Yeah.
more so than anything else. But yeah,
It was
Roddy.
good.
So, what can we do about this? Just to spice it up, because you've done 3 reads for us so far. All of them have been zone 1. All of them have been quiet. I want you to back it up. I want it to be zone 2, so normal speaking distance from the microphone. And
Mhm.
this time, I just want you to be really, um, what would be a good character archetype for it?
The end is near.
One
The
I wanted to
end is
mention is
They're coming, my brothers. They're coming. They're hungry. No, we don't need that.
so one that
I
I thought of, I didn't mention, I forgot to mention an archetype Thrawn from Star Wars Rebels or the new Ahsoka. I've
okay.
always found him calm and menacing and very sociopathic. So I don't know if anybody knows Thrawn, but
I know
he's a
we actually did an audiobook excerpt that was read by Thrawn.
Oh
So
no! Damn it! I should have been there.
yeah, I think you were actually.
No, I would have noticed. I
You would
love
okay. Well,
Thrawn. He's the best Star Wars villain ever.
yeah, no, Admiral Thrawn's definitely a good one, but you know what? This character is former military leadership. Confident, direct, but with a now instead of being fully logical, they're logical with a twinge of this deep maniacal, you know, um obsession with darkness.
To them, this is logical, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you give that a try whenever you're ready?
Repeat the prompt. I know Zone 2, but
Zone 2, you are now your character was former military leadership, right? So
mhm.
think about that. But now they have this maniacal twinge to them because of what they've seen, because of these aliens, because of the dead being repurposed and reshaped. Right? They think this is logical.
F it, we bald. So like don't have it in the like same vein as the creepy thing. I'm going full, well, not full, but like somewhat military, former military.
See, the thing that I want to change this time is I want to make your speed and pacing make a little bit more sense because
Mhm.
right now you're slowing things down a little bit, like a lot, which again generally we do ask for. But the thing is it's leading to a very safe read for you, and I want to change that up a little bit. Again,
Okay.
it's not bad. We're just going for something completely different.
Okay.
So instead of "They are coming, my brothers, they are coming, and they are hungry," right? We want to now. We're just gonna completely change it up. They're
Mhm.
coming, my brothers. They are
Okay.
coming,
Okay.
and they
That's
are
fine.
hungry.
All right.
Right?
Got it. Mhm.
Go for it.
Okay. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together. Not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Okay. Okay. Opening it up. What did y'all think, brother? Chaos Space Marines, love it.
I liked how this one was almost like challenging them of, do you have what it takes to feed the void?
Mhm.
Any other thoughts? Okay.
I,
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I will say with the new direction to go military leader, I think you hit the mark on that. Definitely felt the confidence that you were like was mentioned, that you, it was a challenge that you were pitting your people with was,
Mhm.
do you have what it takes? That's, a good way to put that. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's it.
Okay. Do you think it worked though? Do you think like it added to the read? Do you think it didn't really give it what it needed?
If this were the character's persona the whole way through, I haven't played the game, so I can't really speak from that sense.
Mhm.
But as far as the copy and if the direction were to give this in more of a confident, challenging tone, then I would say it hit the mark. And I don't feel that it was a mismatch for the copy itself.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm going to radically interpret what you say as it was inoffensive.
Yeah, it was definitely inoffensive. Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
I liked it. I liked that take because I think it really it deviated quite nicely from what you did before, but standing on its own, you it was not only like a person who was in control and confident, but they were in control and confident about the strangest situation. And I think that's an interesting story to tell, in my opinion.
Mm.
So I'm happy with that. If somebody else would like to hear something different, speak now or forever hold your peace. If not, we're going to move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Cassidy, you're up.
All right, let's do this. They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Okay. Opening it up. What did y'all think?
That sounded very inoffensive.
Okay.
Didn't even get like an ounce of creepiness at all.
No creepiness whatsoever? Okay. Did anybody else hear that? Does anybody else agree with that? Disagree? What do you think?
I didn't hear any creepiness, but I was gonna say slow down a little bit. Actually, a lot of bit.
Agree with both.
Okay.
I actually like some of the beats during it, but I agree it's kind of like a freight train. It doesn't really stop. So pick some moments wherever you want to make those choices to let things sink in. Mike mentioned it before. Uh, we get tricked sometimes with the script in front of our face because the words are at the ready, but in life we're improving all the time, and so this speaker, this cult leader, is coming up with all this on the fly. So give yourself the moments that you need to come up with it as the character. Um, and so I'd like to hear. Yeah, I think there were some interesting choices I actually kind of liked, but just
Yeah.
take your time.
Yeah, I kind of liked generally where it was going too. Um, if you just yeah, Cassidy, all I really what I want you to try for this next one is just slow it down a little bit. Give yourself a few more breaks here or there. Some natural breaks that you can take just to sort of slow things down are right after cast aside. Actually, technically, after any of the sentences, you can give it kind of a little bit of a break so that your character, to make it seem like your character's thinking about what they're saying next. And again, I liked some of the choices that you made there. I think all it needs is just a slight, yeah, just to control that pace a little bit more.
Okay.
Oh, oh, sorry. It was just I just noticed what Marcus said. Don't worry about me. Whenever you're ready, go for it.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming, and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them, or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Okay, opening it up.
You took the direction to slow down for sure, but you kind of translated that as let me read this all more slowly, which I think it detracted a little bit. You lost some of the acting choices that you made because I think you were very focused probably on making sure you took your time, which is fine. So now we kind of want to marry those two things together. We want the acting choices and the scene that's going on and allowing that scene to give your character the space and timing that they have naturally in the moment to come up with the things that they're saying. Um, so yeah, kind of we got to mix both of those together for this follow-up read, I think.
Yeah, I like that you're really taking to heart the like the really impactful words, and you're bringing those up a lot more. Judged unworthy and cast aside. Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. You're giving those beats some really nice little bits and pieces, like those a nice little bit of lift, right where you should. Um, the the thing that I want to caution you of is they are coming is repeated multiple times, which means that it doesn't necessarily need um, you to do a whole lot with it when it is repeated. So the first time they are coming, my brothers. Yes, give that some life, give that some its own thing. They are coming and they are hungry. That's the most important part. So you're getting past they are coming, but you want to really emphasize they are hungry, right? Because that's the key word there. And at the end, they are coming, my brothers. You repeat yourself again, but that's because you're leading to, and we will be ready, right? Will being like the operative word there. See what I'm getting at?
Of course.
Okay. So go ahead and give us another read from the top. Again, same pace, keep that controlled, and move the emphasis on the second and third they are coming to what comes after it. They're coming and they are hungry, and they're coming and we will be ready. Those are the only two changes I really want to hear.
All right, got it.
Whenever you're ready.
They are coming, my brothers. They are coming and they are hungry. Is your soul prepared to feed them? Or will you be judged unworthy and cast aside? Join me as we build a new church together, not of brick and mortar, but of flesh and blood. Join me in a tribute so glorious that the heavens themselves will take notice. They are coming, my brothers, and we will be ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. What did you all think?
Yeah, I agree. It was much better.
Yeah.
It was deliberate, but it was like just the right amount of disturbing.
Yeah. No, it was definitely really it was really solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I notice doesn't get brought up a whole lot with other people, just in general in other places, is anytime something repeats, the only time you really need to do anything with it is the first time you read it. And you changed that up really well this time, Cassidy. You absolutely gave us the emphasis where it needed to be, and that was really, at least that was what I was looking for. I'm really happy with that read. Anybody else?
If I can ask you, how did you feel about it, Cassidy? Like, I know we're not allowed to comment on our stuff, but like, how did you feel? Did you feel like you were in the scene? Did you feel like what's going on around you? I'm just curious. How did it feel?
Hmm. Well, I'll admit I'm still kind of working on really getting myself into the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
Okay.
feel like that's kind of something that comes with practice.
Absolutely. And it comes, whether it takes reading and sort of getting a sense of storyboarding, which is going on in the scene. Because what I heard, I think it was a very clean read, and it definitely communicated some of the essence of the character. You have a very nice kernel of something going on here, but it was kind of motionless, and I use that word as in like to me, there's not a lot happening yet in the scene. It was kinda you sound like you're stationary, you sound like your perspective never changes, and I think that's gonna be the next layer for you to kind of add on, is there give movement to the scene. It could be literal in terms of your character is moving around or shifting perspective. It could just be an, emotional movement in terms of where you move throughout the scene. So a little bit more shape, sometimes I use that term as well, and I think you kind of will continue to elevate. But overall, a continued improvement in all 3 reads, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, for where you're at, I think you're doing really, really well, especially with the changes that you gave us here. So I'm good with that. I'm really happy with that last read that we got from you because it does have a little bit more scene coming out of it. And yeah, it's gonna take practice to really start seeing a scene around you and getting yourself in there more and more. But you did give us something really, really solid. So thank you. Congratulations, you did it.
I'm I'm honestly kind of proud of myself.
Say again?
I mean,
You broke up a little bit.
I'm kind of proud of myself just because, like, I
Bravo.
feel like this is like my first successful read in front of a group.
No, that's really that's good. That's something to be proud of yourself about. Yeah, again, the most important thing that you had with this read is you took the directions very well and you applied them immediately. And on top of that, though, the choices that you made at base really worked. It was just some slight tweaks that we wanted to make to shape more of that scene, like Mike said, to give it a little bit of something extra. And you took the directions well to let up off of the second and third they are coming and put the emphasis where it needed to be afterwards. So yeah, you should be proud of yourself. That was again really really well done. And unfortunately, it looks like Dub and Josh are no longer here. So that is going to conclude the broadcast portion of the meetup. Again, that doesn't mean that we're done. So if you want to stick around and hear the rest of the readers, you are more than welcome to. Otherwise, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our supporters um, Mark, James, Shannon, and Claire. Thank you all so very much for your support for our channel. It really helps us out. And we have some really awesome stuff that is on the way. I promise you, this isn't just an empty promise. We do have some stuff that we are building and putting together for you guys. And I guess we'll see you all on the next one. We do
Peace.
have other reads we're
Adios.
getting to. See ya. And I do have a story I guess I need to tell about this one, don't I, for the people who
You
are
should have
listening.
streamed the story. How dare you?
I take it as a personal defense.
Ugh. Gotta give the people what they want, Michael. That's what they want on the
I
stream. They want
know, I
they
know.
want
No,
the
I gotta
behind the
look.
scenes.
I've got to give some incentive for people to join
You're
us
right,
here.
$5 to hear the story.
$5.
Hit me up
$5
on
and I'll tell you the
Ko-Fi.
story right now. Right
Yeah,
here. Come on.
yeah.
$5.